Southeast governors, senators, other political leaders are real enemies of Igbo land, Ohanaeze Council cakes. The group insisted that about 75% of the victimization and marginalization meted out to Igbo are instigated by their so-called leader, both at state and federal levels. You know, I'd always talk and say, man worst enemy is the member of his household, though, because these people then go to do you, then they blow you. You go say, then they your side. And when these people they do you, then go do you finish because they know everything about you. Anyway, thank God that the Southeasterners, they are beginning to realize they are real enemies. Let's quickly hit the news and get the full details. But before then, guys, if you are here for the first time, kindly subscribe to our channel and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. May God bless you all for always coming out here. Southeast governors, senators, other political leaders are real enemies of Igbo land, Ohanaeze Council cakes. The Ohanaeze Youth Council, OYC, has decried poor leadership offered to Igbo nation by present Southeast governors and other acclaimed leaders. A statement by Ohanaeze Youth Council disclosed that one of its 2023 New Year's resolutions was to get rid of the governors and their likes in leadership structure in Igbo land, declaring them they were the real enemies of Igbo, Ndi Igbo. In the statement by the national president, Igboyaka, titled, Revealing the Real Igbo Enemies, OYC decried the senators, the Federal House of Representatives members, the State House of Assembly members, the ministers, and other political office holders from the Southeast region as the authentic enemies of Igbo. The group insisted that about 75% of the victimization and marginalization meted out to Igbo are instigated by the so-called leaders, both at state and federal levels. OYC lamented that none of the political leaders of the regime had been able to interrogate why the federal government led by President Muhammadu Buhari deliberate destroy the Eastern Corridor of railway project, why the government was borrowing billions to construct some railway line to Niger Republic, I beg your pardon. The statement partly read, the cancellation of Southeast Railway projects happened quietly, yet no governor, senator, the Federal House of Representatives members, the State House of Assembly members, ministers from Southeast and other political office holders had questioned the rationale behind the stark and the deliberate marginalization of the region. Igbo have a bunch of political sons and daughters who hang in Abuja looking for contracts to enrich themselves. The political cartels have regrettably made it possible for ununiformed Igbo youth to believe that Hausa, Fulani, or Nigeria are the only people marginalizing Igbo, but the primitive accumulation of wealth by Igbo politicians has proven that the real enemies of Igbo are politicians from the Southeast region. Our governors over the years have been embezzling the local government allocations with impunity. These kludge of disgruntled political enemies have converted political funds into their private purse. Majority of properties owned by Igbo abroad are owned by Igbo politicians. They all have properties and businesses in Europe. It is quite regrettable that we have criminals in decision-making positions, blowing sirens everywhere and allowed public infrastructures collapse, while they are using family surrogatives to loot public treasure, fake projects. It added, with the extent political and economic backwardness, insecurity ravaging the region, Igbo must therefore learn and begin to compel those common criminals we have here in the southeast to account for the funds and appointments given to them by federal governments for Igbo. We must desist from getting antagonistic with any tribe or federal government of that. Over the years, we had men and women of questionable characters, notorious fraudulent 419, in brackets, individuals, and up to this moment, there are still a recurrent recruitment of Yahoo boys into the State House of Assembly. These men are parading at corridors of power only to confiscate the fortune of Igbo to satisfy their selfish desires. At the spirit of insecurity and crisis between federal government of Nigeria and IPOB in Southeast since 7 years, the so-called leaders have kept mute. Various reports extrajudicial killings by security forces jihadists as of May put the number of defenseless Igbo killed at 1,400, with adopted, or can I say arrested, at over 4,800 Igbo youth, while over 1,000 youths disappeared, with over 8,000 internally displaced. Igbo youth must wake up in 2023 to search for possible replacement for these political gangsters, looters, and economic vampires that have raped Igbo since the new democratic dispensation returned in 1999. The simple New Year resolution by Igbo youth should be to retire these political gangsters whose only achievement was to arm the youth to fight themselves and their political enemies. Okay, guys, I'm dropping it here. What's your take concerning this? Kindly share your thoughts below the comment section. Ohanaeze Council kicks said Southeast governors, senators, other political leaders are real enemies of Igbo land. Thank you.